slightly different to this piece of wood. I'm going to carve it into this plank here, and I'm going to do a large oval shape, similar to that. Large sort of oval shape. My name's Sid, by the way. I'm a spray paint artist from the southwest. This is my art form, spraying animals, wildlife onto beautiful pieces of wood. So I'm going to do a large oval and then cut it in half. I'm going to do 4 of them. This is going to make 8 canvases. And the way I'm going to do that is I've got this angle grinder tool, and you can see it's got really aggressive teeth on there. A little bit like myself. So I only do this when I'm feeling fit and healthy. And I'm feeling good today, so I'm going to shave without pressing down too hard onto this piece of wood. I'm going to be taking back this just to the creamy colour just there. So wish me luck. Safety equipment, ear defenders, and I'm just going to gently tease back the ash wood onto this. Right, let me just double check this is all going. Yeah, that's fine. Measure this up, and I'm trying to get 2 squirrels in here, which I'm going to chop down the middle. So I think I need to go back another couple of inches just here, just to make this fit. So let's just start that off. Careful is if you push down too much, these teeth will grip into this, snag and kick back. So I'm just gently pushing this through onto the log to make these shapes. Right, let's give this a measure up. Okay. Look here. Now I'm just going to make sure I'm going to cut this in half. This is actually tagged on this live stream as well, so this is just going to cut into here. So I just need to take this back a little bit more. I'm not liking this from a health and safety perspective. Let me just clean that off. See the way the wire's kind of dangling round. So I'm going to take that out and move it down to this plug. That's why you see a lot of woodworkers, they have multiple plugs on a desk. So if they've got a wired power tool like this is absolutely lethal, then it's a safety thing. So now I'm keeping that cable well away from the head just here. And as I said, I'm going to be making this squirrel by cutting into this piece of wood in a minute. I'm going to shave it back first. Just bark back a little bit. My hands are tingling now from doing that. You take a lot of the strain into your hands, so it's sort of gradually wobbling, bit of a fuzzy sort of feeling. So as I said, I'm going to be making these little shapes here for these squirrels like that. These ones I'm quite excited about because we're going to have the squirrel fitting inside the log like that. This is actually tagged on this stream, so I'm going to have a little look. I'm going to switch up now to this, which is like an orbital sander. So this is to get a smooth texture within this. This is all jaggedy basically. So that's coming together nicely now. You see the shape just started to come into this log. And then this is the back of the log here, so I need to take this back a little bit as well. Just want to take this surface, So if you're watching right now, what you want to do is just hit subscribe on this little video. So this is the woodworking element, but later on today I'm going to be doing the painting and pyrography element, so the finishing. I'm shouting now because I've got my earphones on. The finishing of this squirrel, which is going to go onto this log just here. So give me a subscribe and you'll see the second part to this live later on today. Turn it over. I mean, look at that. It's like a totem pole. Funny enough, the one with the worst pitted area is this. So I'm going to take this, the first one that I did, take it back a little bit more. And the way that I get this squirrel onto this piece of wood is always spray paints and stencils, so hence why I'm called the stencil chef. Right, okay, so here we go. Oi, 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 hello Colorado landscaping. Yeah, so I've just carved this shape into here for these squirrels, just like that. Now do give me a follow right now, because later on today I'm going to be spray painting the squirrel and dropping it into this piece of wood. So yeah, just thanks that we've got plenty of watches on this as well, which is fantastic. But this is starting to get really nice and smooth just on there. So he's all coming together nicely. And then I'm going to chopping it up on this chop saw. Let me go and just show you a little bit of the stencil shed down here. It's coffee break coming up. This is, and I don't often get to show this. Let's have a little look down here. And the dog is asleep down there, having a nice snooze. And this is the studio where I'm going to be doing the spray painting of the squirrel. This is a hedgehog that I've just got on the go, just like that. And a lot of the finished artworks you see here, different cuts of wood. This is a beautiful stag. We've got a T-Rex, the ever popular little robin, just like that. And they're all done by hand onto pieces of wood with spray can, just like that. So yeah, you've just seen the carving going together on the little squirrel design. I do quirky things like this as well. So we've got like the Grogu fused with Gizmo just over there. How cool is that? We've got a follow from Texas. How we doing, Gary? Good lad. I mean, I need to have a little, this is a bit of an impromptu live, but crazy stuff like this. There we go. That's my Chewbacca chair, which we love to sit in over at Stencil Shed Towers. So I do silly things like that as well. And it's all done with spray paints onto beautiful pieces of wood. I've just done an event. Let me go and just show you some of from the log carving. I mean, look at that woodpecker just there within the beautiful log. So it's that sort of thing that you can do with wood. I absolutely love it, to be honest. The flexibility of using wood as a canvas is fantastic. Although over here we do have a life-size Jaws from Bond as well. And there's a video coming on that. He was a scarecrow in my hometown. Oh, here we go. Check this out. Look, we've got all these different birds on different cuts of wood. They look absolutely fantastic, don't they? Right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go and grab the little cradle just through here, and I'm just going to do a layer onto the hedgehogs. There's my wife just working away, so you can get to see a little bit of how we work here at Stencil Shed. I mean, that's what I was just doing earlier. I'm going to give those a little varnish in a minute, and then we're going to go around here, and this is I'm going to clip you up and show you a little bit of spray painting of this hedgehog down here. So clip that on there, and thanks for all you viewers dropping in. Starting off with a bit of woodworking. This is a record number of watchers on one of my vertical lives. Over 100 just there. That was fantastic. So we're going to get this hedgehog here, as you can just sort of see it like that. I'm going to just spin this camera around actually. Let me go and do that. That's me. Get this all sorted like that. There we go. Now, that's better. Right, now you get to see what's going on. I can see what's going on the screen as well. I use this stencil, and I'm going to spray through the stencil onto this little hedgehog, just like that. So it's all layers of colour, all hand done. Now usually I probably would be wearing a mask when I'm doing this, but I'm fully sort of aired down there. Do you have a website where we can buy? Do you take special? Yes, Gary, yes and yes. I've got about 20 or 30 different artworks in my YouTube shop, and that should also be linked to my website as well. So you just have to search up Stencil Shed, and it should all just come up like that. Right, I'm just going to grab some black over here, just from my little bag. I'm going to start off, and I'm going to just spray a quick layer. This is black going on just to give a little bit of the detail on the nose, like that. So that's the kind of before, and I've just sprayed in some of the black just there on his eye, just like that. So it's a case of building them up gradually onto the wood. We'll start like this. Every cut of wood's different, so that's a little bit of black of the eye just going onto that guy as well. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to start with a bit of black on this guy's eyes, all coming together. And it's just a process that I go through. This is actually the last in the edition, so I've made 60 of these hedgehogs in total. I've made all of them now, so these are the last 12 from the edition. And I've chosen very, very different sort of cuts of wood, just like that. So it just goes on there. And we spray the black on. Really big, chunky piece of wood like that. And then we're going to go down here, place this on here. I'm probably working a little bit faster than usual, but you've got to keep the action going here on these live streams. Yeah, and I specialise using wood as my canvas, as you can see, and it's all sustainably sourced wood as well. That's how it works. So yeah, brilliant job. Do hit subscribe. We've got videos of how to do this if you want to give it a go yourself on my channel. We've got loads of shorts going through. This is one of my most famous shorts here. So this is where I spray my cans and test the can like that. And it's turned into this like kind of paint stalagmite going on. I'll tell you what, that's quite a good angle. So let me go and give you a little spray just here. So we're going to get a bit of black, just like this. That's the black going down. I'm going to take the top off, and that's just the black for his eye that I've sprayed on there. Let me go and take you another one here. We're going to finish these 4 off. And then I'm probably going to go for a coffee. Right. Just going to start like that with a can that works. Just like this. Give it a good shake. Take the stencil off. There's the eyes coming in. Place it onto the next one. Just mark it up to his nose like that. Spray a little bit on there. Then we're going to move on to the next one. Mark his eye up. Spray a little bit on there. Go to the next one. So you can see that was a really nice one because of this really rusticy piece of wood. This was actually firewood that I retrieved from a batch of firewood that I had. And I wanted to upcycle that one. But often what I do is I buy the wood in kind of large planks like this over here and then chop them up to size and then make them into these very different artworks on pieces of wood just there. I mean, that one's a cool one. Gizmo crossed with Baby Yoda. We've got like Star Warsy ones. Porcupine, yes. I think we're getting a lot of the viewers from over the pond at the moment. It's a lovely little hedgehog. So I've got to add some of the whites in there. Sadly, it's actually an endangered species here in the UK. And I need to add a little bit of white to this as well. So I'm going to go on to the next stencil, which is this one just here. I'm going to go down the other end, place this on like that. And then you'll see the next phase just coming together. I'm going to take that off. It's just another level of detail, highlights going on. I'm actually going to be doing another live stream later on today, which is going to be the pyrography side of things. So when I say pyrography, I use this machine over here where I'm going to flick it on, goes to about 400 degrees, and I'm going to burn the paint away to get a lot of the line work. So yeah, that's going to be happening later today. So if you're watching right now, hit subscribe, give me a like on this live, give me a little share. That would be fantastic if you guys could do that. And I'm just going to spray in bit of white like that, move it on, and a little bit on his back just there, that edge. That's coming together now, so that's actually quite nice. I'm going to put a bit more white, a bit harder on the back of these, so it's giving a bit more of a contrast. That's better, isn't it? So the light's reflecting off there a little bit more. Right, okay, I'm going to place that on there. Skim a little bit of white on there. So like I say, do give me a subscribe. I'm going to be going live a little bit later on today, where the start of this video I was carving the some wood into like a shape for some squirrels, and I'm going to be finishing the squirrels off, plus I'm going to be doing some of the pyrography on these hedgehogs a little bit later on today. So do make that here. That's a nice one, just like that. So this is the white I'm just kind of skimming onto his back. Let's put a little bit more just there, like that, and it just sprays straight through. Then I'm just link it to where his nose is. That's the mark for where I know the stencil is going to go. Take that off, and it's all coming together nicely like that. Fantastic. A little bit on his head. It's a little bit out just there. That's nice. A little bit of blotting just there. They're all very, very different when they're finished, because every cut of wood is different. Plus I'm doing a live stream while spray painting and chatting, so all coming together nicely. I don't think I could do this with my eyes shut, but I reckon I could get, I'm going to shut my eyes now and do it. How did that go? That worked for you? Oh, there's a little bit off there actually, that's all right. I can just add a little bit more like that. And I've got a way of fixing that later. You can never really go wrong with spray paints, because either you spray over the top or you just add to the background, and eventually you get to something that is pleasing and satisfying to the eye, and then it's time to stop. There we go. Take that off. That's looking good. So that is a batch of hedgehogs just done. What I've got to do with these is add the eyes, so a different black. I'm going to add more grass so it's blended, maybe a little flower just there, and that's all going to be done today. So this is my studio. These are all my paints. Thanks for those nice words. Keen Encounters, do give me a follow, by the way. We've got the dog down here wondering what's going on. But most importantly, the kettle over there is just about boiled. So thanks everyone for joining me on this little mini live. Much appreciated. We're going to be doing squirrels in there later. We're going to do a little live stream later, so do give me a subscribe, and from there you'll see the results and fruits of my labours today.